So total, at least these products we should discuss when we are discussing our vSphere product. So out of this, we will be completely learning only vSphere for now, completely end-to-end about this product. But it was the first product which entered into the market. Based on that, a lot of other products came into the market. We'll see like which product and who are competitors, which one we should learn next, what next and all. Okay, so workstation is the type 2 hypervisor product, VMware's type 2 hypervisor. And vSpehere is the server virtualization. So we use virtual servers. Or it's called data center virtualization also. Physical servers are virtualized. We are using virtual servers to manage day-to-day work. Okay. So that's why it's called server virtualization or data center. In the early days, when you have more physical servers, we used to occupy more data center space in the data center. Now that is reduced a lot. That's called like data center virtualization. It's the same thing. Okay. And horizon view is the desktop virtualization. As we discussed yesterday, if one person is working for 3 to 4 clients, 4 different customers from one company itself, you need a different 3 to 4 laptops. Instead of using 3 to 4 laptops, you will use virtual desktop. Okay, so virtual machine only. Same from that also. Here also horizon view also will use server virtualization. Instead of the server OS inside the virtual machines, we use client OS. In horizon view, inside the virtual machines, we use client OS, Windows 10, Windows 11. In vSphere, we use server operating system, Windows Server or Linux Server operating system inside the virtual machines. So the same. Okay, vSphere and horizon view, but here we use client OS, here we use server OS. But the way we manage them is also little different. Okay, and Hyper-V, they say it's a type 1 hypervisor. But actually there is no separate thing like Hyper-V. We have to install Windows Server OS, then enable feature called Hyper-V. That's why many people will call it as type 2 hypervisor. Without Windows OS, your Hyper-V cannot work. Okay, but they say Windows is also my operating system and Hyper-V is only the feature running inside that Windows. So that argument is there, that's fine, but we consider like type 1 hypervisor only. But this is not that popular compared to vSphere. Okay. And Azure is their cloud product. We will discuss about this cloud separately. AHV is also type 1. Zen server also type 1. KVM also type 1, but completely Linux based hypervisor KVM. We have to run commands now. Very less usage, just for their internal use, and few of their customers will use. Citrix also same. They were market leader in application virtualization, the Zen app. Okay, before server virtualization, they are market leaders in application virtualization. Only applications were virtualized instead of let's say there are 10 people working on one application inside one virtual machine. Instead of connecting to that machine, they just create that application on a web page. Okay, application icon on a web page. You don't need to download any application and install it. Okay, from the web page itself, we can access the application. So 10 people at a time or even more people at a time can access the application. Okay. Same like our virtual servers, but they are at application layer. We are at server layer. So they also, for them, the internal use and for their customers, they have developed something called Zen server. Okay, they use it for their own use, and very few people outside in the market use their customers now. But it is not that great compared to vSphere and AHV. Okay, after Hyper-V, AHV comes into the picture. In the traditional infrastructure, if you use vSphere, we need to buy expensive storage switches, network switches, and then storage systems separately. This entire architecture, we will discuss later, that entire architecture used to cost a lot for the small companies. Small companies used to pay a lot of money on the vSphere infrastructure backend. So apart from vSphere, we need so physical servers, physical storage, physical switches now. There, if you are using vSphere solution, okay, something like this itself will consider instead of just imagining. One ESX machine itself will be connected to two network switches, two storage switches. This architecture will come later in our topic. Okay, we'll be connecting to the this is storage and the internet. This will be connected to the internet. Okay, here is ESXi network, network, SAN, SAN. This is also SAN. This one single switch itself will cost 30 to 40 lakhs based on number of ports, number of connections that we connect. So you can see there are 4 switches like that. And it will be starting from 70, 80 lakhs itself it will cost this sandbox. Okay. This part is too expensive for small companies to use vSphere. So these guys came up with a new idea. Instead of using all these together, okay, you don't need to use anything like this. Okay. So use the local hard disk itself. They ship everything in one single box, all switches. Okay. Here itself, network and switch storage together in one box itself. They manage. They used to ship entirely in single box itself. That used to cost less for the small and medium scale companies. Okay. Small and medium companies used to gain a lot of benefits with their new concept that was called HCI, Hyper Converged Infrastructure. Hyper Converged Infrastructure, HCI. Everything, server, network, storage together all in a single box. Small to medium companies used to get some benefits with this Nutanix new idea of HCI. Even in that HCI business, they are market leaders now. Okay. But people were not happy with their AHV server virtualization product. Their idea is good, their concept is, or the hardware is working good, but their AHV is not working good. Many customers across worldwide given feedback to the Nutanix stating that we like your HCI idea, but on top of that, we don't want AHV as a server virtualization. We want vSphere. Okay, if you include vSphere version on top of your HCI hardware, we are ready to buy your product. So then they contacted Nutanix contacted VMware. So I want to buy vSphere licenses from you because I want to sell it for my customers. I have this new product now. They said okay, like they are always happy because they are getting money from Nutanix. Even their competitor, they are getting money from them. Okay. So they are okay always. VMware is always okay for those kind of alliances. Now Nutanix with vSphere product, they are selling that HCI solution. Together we get like AHV, also vSphere. Whatever the solution you want, you can get. So people are happy. Customers are getting small to medium scale organizations are buying this product. Okay, and they are getting stable vSphere plus some cost less cost effective remaining infrastructure. Nutanix are happy, like they are getting their customers, they are expanding their customers are paying them. And now people who are aware of vSphere product, they are hiring. Like Nutanix will hire people with vSphere knowledge, and they will train their hardware. Just 1 or 2 days itself is enough. The remaining HCI part. Okay, they will ask them to support their customers. So we are getting jobs here as well. Okay. So even in competitor product, we can go and work on vSphere. You work for Nutanix. Okay. Fine, Nutanix. That's the case with Nutanix. Okay. Even Amazon, earlier they used to use Zen server in the backend and Amazon Cloud Portal. So they are market leader in cloud space, okay, cloud business. But they were using Zen server. Some people contact again same thing. Few customers said like we want to use stable vSphere infrastructure with AWS, market leading server virtualization. Plus, so if you want to use cloud computing, these are all cloud only. This one is also, all these three are cloud only. This Google Cloud Platform, IBM Software, Amazon AWS, all are cloud. Azure also cloud. Okay. Now, so in this cloud, AWS is market leader, then Azure, then GCP now. GCP is in third place. Software is not in fourth or so. It may be in fifth right now. Okay, but we'll see like here. Like this. Okay. Market leading cloud. Cloud, if you want to use cloud computing, backend server virtualization is mandatory. The virtual machines from the server virtualization will be presented on a web page and they call it as cloud. Amazon presented those virtual machines on a separate web page in their own format. They call it as AWS. Microsoft presented the virtual machines from Hyper-V on a separate web page in their own format, a different format. They called it as Azure. Google also, virtual machines from VMware, vSpehere, presented on a separate web page, different options they have given, different price, different pricing. They called it as GCP. And software, completely VMware products only, VMware vSphere, for billing also VMware. So a lot of VMware products are involved in software. All it's a mix of VMware products only. Completely it's vSphere plus VMware VRO, VRA. So a lot of products are there all together. So every combination there is vSphere here. We get opportunity to work with these teams also. Here also, even few of our students are already working with this team because it's a completely vSphere product only they use in the backend. So without server virtualization, there is no cloud computing, whatever it may be, being Azure, AWS, GCP or software, Rackspace, Alibaba Cloud, whatever it is, whatever the cloud computing we have in the market. Without server virtualization, there is no cloud because the virtual machines from server virtualization only will be presented on a single web page. I'll show the difference also during, I'll take 1 or 2 days cloud class. Okay. I'll show you how AWS works and one more product here we'll discuss, VMware vCloud. Virtual machines from vSphere or Zen server or Hyper-V or KV, whatever it is. From server virtualization VMs only, they will present on single web page in their own format, in their own pricing range. Okay, different options they give. But all cloud computing are GUI only. This is also GUI, this is also GUI, this is also GUI, Azure also GUI. Okay. So we just briefly learn about cloud computing, how it look like, okay, and what is the difference. Without server virtualization, there is no cloud. And we will see some demo about cloud as well. What is cloud computing, how they present and all those things. And here coming to Azure, they were using Hyper-V is their own server virtualization and Azure is their cloud product. They started very late, but they reached second place very fast because Azure cloud portal is very good. Okay, compared to AWS, the pricing also less. Okay. AWS will be too costly compared to Azure. That's why many people started liking it. And also Azure was stable, but backend they were getting VMs from Hyper-V. This is not stable platform. It used to give some lot of issues frequently. Okay. Customers across, first very customer like US government itself. Okay, the US government contacted Microsoft. We like your Azure portal. So we like your Azure portal. I want to give a project but I want the backend should be vSphere, not the Hyper-V. Okay, Azure with vSphere. They are biggest competitor in server virtualization, Hyper-V and vSphere. But still, Microsoft contacted VMware. So I want to buy your vSphere license because I want to use under the Azure portal. They're always okay. VMware is always okay for those kind of alliances to improve their business. Even though they are competitors, their competitors are buying vSphere product. Okay. And now with vSphere plus Azure, they made it a solution called AVS, Azure on VMware Solutions. Okay. So it is then VMware, the US government has signed up this project, and almost 11 students from our institute itself from last 1 year working for that project itself. That's why I know like they are using vSphere for sure. It's not like rumors or market strategy to sell. Okay. I know that 11 students are working for this project, Azure plus vSphere. Okay. Azure is easy to learn, like 3 to 4 days they can learn, but vSphere is take some time. That's why they hire people with vSphere knowledge and they train on Azure and whatever other products they need, and they will stay. Microsoft is also happy because they are getting customers to use their Azure portal. They are getting money, and VMware is also fine. Their competitors also they're buying that product and they are getting money from competitors as well. And customer is also happy because stable Azure plus stable backend stable vSphere platform they are using. So their business will be running on a safe hands, like stable infrastructure. And we are also getting job opportunities here as well. Okay. So that's why like the market leading vSphere is used across many organizations, small to enterprise. That's what the market share I was saying, 60% vSphere only. That's why we get a lot of opportunities here because that product is very stable. Okay. And a lot of good features are there compared to competitors. Fine. Any questions here? Fine. So out of these products, like we will be learning only vSphere here for now. End to end about vSphere. So now we will go to completely into vSphere. So history of vSphere. Okay, so initially the product was virtual infrastructure. We are discussing as vSphere, right? Before vSphere, it was virtual infrastructure. Here it was 3.5, 3.5. Initially, there were both flavors releasing from ESX and ESXi. There was virtual machine. There is no direct version. Inside virtual machine, we will use Windows or Linux, right? Instead of numbering the virtual machines, they named it as its hardware version, VM version or VM hardware version. 4. And after this version, they released the product, they renamed their product into vSpehere and version 4.x. X refers to any number after 4. So initially there was 4.0, 4.0, version 7. Here they have released something called 4.1. So even before 3.5 there was 3, 2, 1 also was there. Even before 1 it was GSX. Instead of ESX it was GSX. But it was outdated very long back. You don't need to worry. No about that. 4.1. So here was the conflict, like both ESX and ESXi were from the same vendor, but they were releasing both two different flavors. People used to confuse, as explained yesterday. So they stopped using VSX from here onwards. So there is only ESXi now, 5.x, 5.0. It's not available, and 8, 5.1, 5.1. 5.5, 5. Okay. And later it's vSpehere 6.x, 6.0, 6.5, total these many versions were released in the last 26 years. Okay, so even there was 3, 2, 1 also was there, but up to, you don't need to worry about all these versions. Up to here it's outdated already. Okay, it's like Windows 7 recently Microsoft announced like outdated, so people will not be using that Windows 7 anymore. They need to buy higher versions. So like so here also, up to this version it's outdated. That means nobody will be using. I mean, nobody should use it, but people are using. They will upgrade it later. VMware announced as outdated. When announced as outdated, they will not release any patches. Even if they are using this product, if you have any problem, let's say if you are using supported versions like these versions, if you have any problem, let's say you are not able to power on a virtual machine for some reason, you can call VMware and get help. They will help for free. Support is free because we purchased license from them. Okay, so now like if you having any problem on 5.5, if you call them now, they will say it is outdated, we don't support. Okay, they will not give any support on the outdated one. If you are using 6.0, if you have any problem, they will take remote control of your screen and will fix that problem. Okay, that is the advantage. Like if you are a developer, okay, like a Java or .NET, if you are not getting logic, if you call Java company, they will not give you logic, right? Like how to write that program, they'll not give you any program. Okay, or .NET also. So you have to think on your own. You have to get it fixed. There is no other way. Get help from your friend or Google, whatever it is. Company will not help you. Here, we have that advantage. Product is sold by VMware. If you have any problem, if you call VMware, then they will help you. Before reaching them, there are a lot of ways to get it fixed. Even after following all those methods, if you are not able to fix, we can call them. You are in the shift, you try to apply your knowledge, it was not working out, then you try to find internal documentation, you are not getting solution. You check VMware KB articles, there is clear VMware website where we can clearly where we can get documentation about any issue in that product. If there is any problem with respect to vSphere, we can get the information from that website. So I'll show you that later during the advanced topics. If you're working on some issue, if you're not getting solution, how to use that VMware website and all. Okay. I'll give all those tips later. Fine. So only supported version they'll give support. Okay. After that, you can call VMware support. They will take remote control of your screen and they fix it. Okay. And so these products widely used in the market. Let's say 7.0 is the very latest one, and very less people are using. Okay, because many people in IT infrastructure follow n-1 formula. If n is the latest one, they will use n-1 version. Because, okay, let's say even okay, I was using some other product. So if you upgrade it to the latest version, okay, let's say you upgraded your entire vSphere infrastructure to 7.0, you have some problem with virtual machine. If you call them VMware support, even they might have not ready with the solution, because that is recently released. There is some problem in the code. They need to identify where is the problem and get it fixed. It takes some time. Immediately they cannot help. Okay, if there is a problem in the product itself. Okay, general thing they can fix. If it is something problem inside the product, let's say there was supposed to be finish button, there is no finish button now. Okay, they cannot fix immediately. It has to be fixed from the product end. It takes some time. Okay, so like that. So that's why until then you'll not be waiting for that problem to fix it, right? So that's why many people will stick with n-1 formula. That means many people supposed to be here, but many people are here 6.5. We'll see why why people are 6.5. They are using 6.5 instead of 6.7. People are staying n-2 formula in this case. There will be few people will be using 6.7. Even there are few people are using 7.0 also. But mostly 70% of the people will prefer n-1. Again, in this n-1, they will look for stable version. Okay, we'll see from it was fortunate or unfortunate, not very sure, but every alternate version is getting popular from these versions. This was popular, this and this and this and this. Every alternate version is getting popular. Even 3.5 was good. Okay, here continuously two versions were good. Rest all, every alternate version only many people started liking it. Okay, and there is no frequency of order also. If you see here 4.0 and 4.1, here it was 4.1, then 5. Okay, there is no correct structure of release also. Okay, it's up to them, like whatever the number they give. Here if you see 6.0, 6.5, 6.7, here 7.0. What will be next, we don't know. Okay. Fine, like that. So we don't need to worry about every version. Let's say I'm saying like we will be concentrating on 6.5. We will learn completely about 6.5 because many customers across worldwide right now using 6.5. If you see this structure, very popular versions, after 6.5 it is 7.0. 7.0 is again latest one. So that's the reason people, instead of, even though they have formula of n-1, again they will consider stability as well. Even though if it is n-1, they will look for stable version. So in that version, stable version 6.5 is the one. That's why many people are using 6.5 right now in the market. It is supported version, very stable version. Okay, that's why many people liked it. And also follows n-1 or n-2 strategy. That's why our class will be mainly focused on 6.5 theory plus labs and all. But at the end of the course, we will see what are the new features released in 6.7 and 7.0. It will be maximum 30 minutes to 1 hour is enough. Okay, to understand the you if you're good until 6.5, 6.7 and 7.0, we can upgrade our skills within 1 hour itself. There will be maximum 3 to 4 new features they will release from one version to another version. Okay, they will improve something in terms of performance, security, and add some 3 or 4 new features and release as a newer version. Okay, as an administrator, we should know what are the new features available in 6.7 compared to 6.5. That we can get in Google itself. Okay, what's new? Something like this. There'll be multiple third-party vendors, companies, okay, and even VMware itself will give. This is the one website, techtarget.com. Okay, you need to create your account here. So they will be clearly explained our like understandable language. Okay, as an Indians, less English speaking people, we can understand this website very easily. Okay, this web techtarget.com. So every feature they will explain very clearly in our own understandable. I mean, Indians understandable language will be there. Okay. So something like Kubernetes, vCenter. Here you can see. Once we are familiar with all our all our features up to 6.5, we can understand these new things. If you read them, correct? So max is 30 minutes to 1 hour is enough up to here only this page. Okay, this much. Maximum 30 minutes to 1 hour. If you can read, you can clearly understand what are the advancements compared to 6.5. What are the new things involved in 7.0 compared to 6. Even if you directly given with a product of vSpehere 7, you can manage, or even if in some during the interview, people will be testing whether you are interested to learn, you are a continuous learner or not. Okay, they'll just check what are the new features available in 7.0. Okay, at that time also you can answer them. They'll think that you are up to date, you are a continuous learner. Okay, something. Just 30 minutes is enough to upgrade your skill to the higher version. You don't need to attend again 35 hours of class for this. Okay. And again, the way we manage from 3.5 even 6 7.0, it's almost same. Okay, if you see, okay, it's still not up. Okay, however, we used to power on a virtual machine in 3.5, in 7.0 also it's the same. Right click, power and power on. Power off also same. Edit settings also same. Right click, go to edit settings and modify RAM, CPU, disk. Here also the same. The way we manage daily, the basic things compared to here and here same. Something like you are using as of now Windows 10 laptop. If I suddenly give you Windows 11 laptop, Windows 11 operating system, you can manage instead of start in Windows 10. The start button used to be here, but now it is shifted here. Some different options, search options are different, some different interface, but basic things are same. My computer, okay, accessing the files, deleting the files, copying. Similarly, will maximum 1 or 2 days you will feel little different, new. Then you will be habituated to this interface also. You can manage directly. You don't need separate training again on Windows 11. Okay. Same thing here also. If you go to edit settings, we can increase RAM, CPU. However, if we manage here in every version, the same way we manage in the latest version. Then what is the difference? Simply they say new version and it's not just simply, they will add some more features and release. Okay. And also, let's say here in this older version, one virtual machine maximum can read 4 terabyte RAM. Here in this version, 6 terabyte RAM we can allocate to a single virtual machine. Here 4 terabyte, we can give maximum RAM to a single virtual machine in 6.5. Here maximum we can give 6 terabyte RAM. Values are different, but if the way you provide RAM to the virtual machine is exactly the same, right click, go to edit settings. Here maximum it will accept 4 only. Here it will accept maximum 6. So as an administrator, 90%, it will be simple for us, even if it is a newer version. Okay, if you are continuously working on that, it will be easy. You don't need to attend any classes again. Okay, even in the future, if they release 8.0 or 7.5, whatever it may be, you don't need to attend classes again. Once you learn 6.5, just see like what's new in 7.5 or 8.0, whatever the version it comes in the future. Clear? Okay, that's why our class is mainly focused on 6.5 labs and classes. And at the end of the course, we'll see what are the new things or differences available in 6.7 and 7.0. Right now itself, if you get a job, mostly you'll be working with 6.5, majority of the cases. There are few customers using 5.5, 6.0, 6.7 also. Okay. It'll be fine. We will be focusing 6.5 based infra labs and theory, but we'll cover up to 7.0 as well. Any questions? Total this many vSphere versions are there, and assignment for you is to identify in which year and which month each version was released. Tomorrow you have to find and come in which year and which month 4.0 was released, 4.1 was released, 4.0. There will be multiple versions U1, U2, U3 and all. Just look for GA. That refers to general availability. The very first stable release. Okay. If 7.0 is released, first they will say GA. I need that one, starting version. After that, there will be update 1, update 2, and all. So we'll discuss what are those updates and later. We don't need update 1 information, we need GA. Okay, look for GA version and which month and which year it is released. Try to find, and tomorrow, I mean, during next class, I'll check this. Okay. 3.5 to 5.5. Yeah, all these versions 7.0, yeah, up to 7.0 from here to here, month and year of GA release. Okay, just assignment for it. And from this interface also, 3 to 4 interview questions will be there. What is the latest version of vSpehere version right now in the market? Okay, 7.0. What is VM version in 6.5? So here if you say like what is the ESXi version in vSphere 6.5, my question itself will have an answer for you. vSphere 6.5, ESXi 6.5, vCenter also 6.5. vCenter and ESXi both are same name, but virtual machine has different number here. Okay, that's where VM interviewer will ask numbers from this VM version. What is VM version in 6.5? It's 13. So at least valid versions, supported versions you find. These 4 numbers you remember. Even I will itself will ask later in the during the next classes. I'll check this. I'll be asking you. Fine. 1 or 2 questions from this page also. Latest version. Okay. So and VM version information. VM version or VM hardware version, both are same. Clear? Fine. So after this, we will completely enter into our subject now. So just all the theory supporting information we have covered, we will enter into our vSphere now. So I'm saying on an ESXi machine, I'm creating a virtual, just a folder with RAM, CPU and disk here. It is working like a virtual computer. Just RAM, CPU and disk, how it will work as a virtual computer. So physical computer, if you see, lot of components will be there. If you open motherboard, a lot of components connected together on a physical motherboard in your laptop motherboard. But this is a folder. I'm saying RAM, CPU and disk from this underlying physical computer will work like a virtual computer. Okay. I'm saying just a physical, this is a physical ESXi server, and virtual machine will have virtual RAM, virtual CPU, virtual disk. RAM, CPU, disk is not only enough to function as a computer. There are a lot of other components as well. So that we will discuss during the next class. How they have VMware company has created a virtual computer. Technically, what is the information behind virtual machine? Okay, and how to create them. We'll understand that in the next class. Meanwhile, if you have any question, you can let me know. So next class will be mostly on Monday. So Monday we will be talking about virtual machines. Very important from Monday onwards. Okay, an assignment for you to find month and release of each version. And one more thing I wanted to share, like during end of the August 29th, it will start an event called VM World. VMware company will have a conference every year in the August in US. August in US, sorry, in November or October, it will be in Europe. So the same event, first it happens in the US in sometime in August. This year it is August 29th. So they will release all the new announcements. That there will be 5 days conference. People will travel from different companies to that location. One Las Vegas, I think, this year. I need to check where the venue is. So people will go here during that 5 days event. They will announce all the new innovations from VMware. Maybe 6.7.1 or 7.5 or 7.7 or maybe directly 8. We don't know. Last year there was no release. Last year it was about some upgradations, some different product compatibility and all. In vSpehere there was no new version last year. Okay. Maybe people are expecting this year some major upgrade from vSpehere perspective. That means 7.5 or 7.7 or 8.0. We don't know. Nothing is announced as of now. We get it on August 29th. Okay, try to follow this world, this conference. You don't need to go like YouTube videos or Google information or VMware website itself will have. Okay, VMworld 2022. Just search for it. You can find some. Fine. So during that conference, they will announce new things. Same thing will happen, repeat in October, and later in from January onwards, it will happen in India also. Like that will be small events. Bangalore ones, Hyderabad ones, Chennai ones, Delhi ones. 4 5 events. It will happen briefly, 1 or 2 days. The same thing what they explained in 5 days, they will they will announce here in just one day. Just a casual information. By then we would have already known majority of the information itself. Okay, during August 29th. Fine. So, any other questions from you?